come and spend a few days with us in Himare, Albania. Himare is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen that's also super affordable, so it's a great alternative for a hot summer holiday. After checking into our stay that had the most incredible view, we then grabbed some beach bits from downstairs and grabbed some snacks and then headed out to the beachfront. And I mean, look how clear the water is here. The sea was absolutely beautiful and it was just calm, quiet, peaceful. It wasn't overridden with tourists and it was just beautiful. So we just spent the afternoon here enjoying the sun and we played a very humbling game of paddle. Won't be quitting the day job to become a pro. We then popped to the shops, grabbed some ingredients because we really fancied a home cooked meal tonight. We actually headed to the butcher's as well, which was really nice to grab some fresh mince. Then I'm not sure what stance this is, but I made probably the ugliest kofta I've made in my life. I don't know why, but sometimes cooking in a new environment is just hard work. But a lovely fresh home cooked meal and watched the sun go down. The next morning we were up bright and early because we had a boat trip booked, so we grabbed some burek from the local bakery and hopped on our boat. So our boat was at 9:30 in the morning, which we quite liked. Now, this boat ride was probably the wildest boat ride I've ever been on. It started nice and calm, and it was predicted to have a bit of wavy windiness in the day, but it just got worse and worse. So the bays they took us to were absolutely stunning, but as you can see, people were really struggling to get on and off the boat. Quite a few people even fell off the boat. So we were enjoying the views, having a swim, but a lot of other people were struggling with the waves. So they decided to turn the boat back and take us another route where there'd be less wind, but the ride there, oh my god, we were flying up and down out of our seats. It was crazy. I was having a great time, but I could see that some other people weren't, and they were covered in cuts on their arms and their legs. The weather took a turn for worse and was far worse than anyone expected. But once we got to this bay, it was a lot calmer, and I'm dying because I bought an underwater phone case and I thought I was going to get all these aesthetic shots, but instead I ended up with this. It's not quite the mermaid vision I anticipated. I mean, tit half hanging out my swimsuit, but some of us aren't meant to be underwater supermodels. Anyway, we headed back and it was midday, so we had some lunch on the balcony again, a nice little home-cooked pasta, and then we took a 5-minute stroll to one of the other bays in the local town, and we spent the rest of the afternoon relaxing here and just enjoying the rest of the sun. We then headed back for the evening, scrubbed up, and I feel like nothing beats a beer and a crisp on the balcony. I feel like that is when you feel like holiday has begun. For dinner, we headed to Taverna Velko, which is this lovely little family restaurant that has a beautiful setting and the perfect place to watch the sun go down. We started with a lovely glass of white wine and then had some starters. The mashed potatoes was actually cold. It was really refreshing, really fragrant. The baked feta was fantastic, and the orange and olive salad was something really unique. Absolutely loved it. For mains, we got the seafood platter and sea bream and chips. And fun fact, the son of the owner of this place actually lives part-time in Glasgow and he worked at a chip shop. He was very proud that he'd triple cooked these chips and they were absolutely fantastic. The sea bream was also delicious, but these prawns, oh my god. Come to mama. Bruce and I agreed that these were the best prawns that we'd had so far on this trip. Absolutely sensational. Just the prawn itself had so much flavour, grilled to perfection. Octopus was lovely and tender as well, and the cuttlefish was just smoky and delightful. And we finished off with some incredible Turkish delight and homemade limoncello, and it was just the perfect night to end our stay in Himare.